you love to play. Oh, you love to play. Don't your comments won't relay. Sign this on my page for you. Oh my God, he changed. Young life, I can't see back karma. I just need some brains so I could keep myself in order.
He got problems, she got problems, only I got 411 problems. Say hi, what's up, y'all? It's time for another story time. Yes, we are still in the Why I Stopped Drinking series, and we are actually to the story When I Stopped Drinking. We made it! Is the series over? No, we have one more story after this one, if this is not 2 parts. I don't think it should be 2 parts. Anyway, so we left off with hanging out with Amber and Amber's story of her night on the town. And we are living, moving, doing us. At this point in time, I am working at a pediatric office and thinking I am living my best life. And we are living in a condo. We are paying our bills. We have a car. What kind of car do we have? The car, I was gifted a car, and that car broke down, so I ended up trading that car in and end up getting a Hyundai Sonata. So we have a car. We are paying car payments. We are paying our rent. We are living our best life. We are going to dinners. We are. Did we have a little yeah? Ooh, we did have a little yeah. Yes, we did. We had a little yeah, and like we living. Yeah, we're just living. So at this point in time, things are going good, things are going great, and lo and behold, the pediatric practice is chill, but on the other hand, like I'm not I have to be in your face, I have to be in your business type female. I'm more of a, when I walk in, say good morning, sit at my station, do my job, handle my business, do my job efficiently and effectively, and go home type of girl. I don't want to know your business. I don't, because I don't want you to know mine. I don't. Now, if you have something that's going on, like, hey, you need a donation, if I have a little extra, then baby, I got you. I'm willing to do that. Like, if it's like a funeral, the house fire, the baby need food for the weekend, and if I got a little extra to spare, baby, I got you. But let's be real, I'm a single parent at this point, and I ain't got too much to spare. At this point, did I have a roommate? No, didn't have a roommate at this point. Okay, so, or did I? Or what's her stuff? I think roommate from hell stuff. Yes, roommate from hell stuff. She had already left for her contract in Texas. Yeah. So anyway, this particular point, this particular day, it was 2 doctors and a PA, physician's assistant, that worked here. We had a nurse line, and I assisted. At this point, I'm no longer doing check-in, check-out. I'm doing insurance verifications and assisting the nurse with the nurse line. So, and I prep charts for the day prior. I prep charts, for the next day coming. So the doctor, she comes in, and she's a stickler for like the holes in the sheet. So she comes around and she was like, who did this? And so of course nobody knows who did the holes, because at this point all of us are punching holes in the charts, because it's a paper chart. They're not completely electronic. So I'm standing there and I'm like, I don't know. But at this point, it's like, it's not that big of a deal. So I walked by and I was like, well, I'll put the holes in it. So I pulled the paper out of her hand, put the holes in it. She standing, I gave her the paper back. She snatched the paper. Okay. So anyway, so she walked around. So when they came, was it lunchtime? Was it lunchtime? Because I'm trying to think. No, it wasn't lunchtime. They let me work the whole day. And so at the end of the day, the manager came and so she was like, ooh, I almost called her name. The doctor wanna let you go. She was like, you snatched the paper out of her hand. And I was like, okay. And so she was like, and I was like, okay. So I wasn't tripping when I was leaving because you know how you are working somewhere and you're uncomfortable, but you just do it because it's like this schedule works for me. It's close to my home. I could get home in time enough for my kid, and it's paying my bills. So at this point, okay, I'm not tripping because I wasn't comfortable anyway. I took this job because I was working in another clinic on the other side of town, way on the other side of town. But I was working was I working 7 on and 7 off? No, I wasn't working on 7 on 7 off. My weekends was every other weekend, but I got paid every week. But Ty was tripping because Ty was like, I never see you anymore because I had to be at clinic at 7 a.m. So in order for me to be at clinic at 7 a.m. I had to leave at 6 a.m. and I had to be up by 5. So at this time, it wasn't roommate from hell, but I had somebody else was living with me because they was a little down on their luck at the time. And yeah, they was down on their luck at the time. And so like you were still there when he would leave to go get ready to school, because literally the bus stop was, you walked out of the condo, cross one street, cross another street, there's the bus stop for school. And it was during the day, so I wasn't tripping. And then he would get home and she would be there. So, and I didn't get off until 7, so I wasn't getting home until 8. And so by the time I got there, you know, it was like trying to do homework, it was a lot. But he was like, I don't see you anymore, I'm not happy, etc., etc. So it was like, okay, let me find something Monday through Friday. Found something Monday through Friday, had to take a pay cut, but my kid's happy. So, yeah, so once she was like, you know, they want to let you go, I was like, oh, okay, cool. I never, and this is one thing I never do, I never bring, you know how people, you go to like offices like that has like the Cubicle Nation, or people have their own desk and they decorate it out and they have all this. I never do that. I never bring a lot of stuff that I have to carry out, because at any given moment, regardless of what I do, the company could shut down and be like, y'all gotta pack up. And I don't ever want to have a lot of stuff to pack up. I want to get what I need to get and I'm out. Nothing is ever permanent. Only thing is permanent is death, baby. Death. Not unless you're Jesus and you rise in 3 days. But for me, it's permanent. Anyway, so I was like, okay, cool. So when I left, I got home, and of course I'm crying because it's like, at this point, girl, what are we gonna do? So I called my little yeah, because my little yeah has some stuff over there too. Yeah, he has some stuff in my, yeah. Yes, that little yeah. He had some stuff in my place too, so I was like, you gotta come get your stuff because I don't know what's gonna happen. I just got fired. And so he was like, were you at fault or were they at fault? And I was like, what you mean? He was like, because you go to the Department of Labor, you can get unemployment. If they at fault, you gonna get a check every week. You should be straight. You ain't no lazy girl. You be looking for something, which was true. And I was like, oh, okay. So once he was like, once they give you your separation notice, you should be straight. So, which was true. So literally, it was a high turnover. It was a high turnover rate. They could never keep anybody because of the mess and how the doctors treated people. Like, it was like special treatment for certain patients, special treatment for their cousins and their family members. And then they'll come back and be like, well, we need to implement these rules. And then when you implement the rules for the special people, you got in trouble. It was, ooh, and then not to mention the gossip back and forth type situation. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So literally, so when I was fighting it, they literally was like, the person who was over my case, she was like, did you snatch the paper? And I was like, no. And I was like, she's upset because I don't sell my business. I don't gossip. I don't sell my business. And I was like, and the girl who had just got fired before me, look at her case. She said the same exact thing, the same exact thing. And she was Caucasian. She was like, girl, when they fired her, she was like, girl, they coming for you. They coming for you. They don't like you because you don't sell your business. You come in here, you do your job. She was like, that's the issue is they don't know your business. They coming for you. And she was right. Girl, I snatched the paper out of your hand. All right. Anyway, so I won. So I got unemployment. So while I'm on unemployment, I'm looking. And this was during, I think Obama was still president and he extended it. So I still had like an extra amount of time, but I could never find nothing. I could never find nothing. So at this point, my unemployment is winding down and I have come to the realization that, hey, I can't pay my bills because I don't have a job. So my car got repossessed, and my car got repossessed because COVID taught y'all banks some stuff. To be totally honest, COVID taught y'all some stuff because I had called the bank because I was a payment behind. Was I a payment behind? Or my payment was late? No, I was a payment behind. But I was either waiting on taxes or waiting for my unemployment to hit. And I had called and I told the girl, and I was like, if you wait till Friday, I'll catch up the payment. And they didn't. You came and repossessed the car, then called me and said, how much will it take? And called me and said it's going to be $1,500 because you have the repossession fee, the recovery fee to get it back. And I said, I'm not paying y'all shit because I told you, I said it should have been notated. I called Friday and told them if you wait, I called and I was like, if you wait till Friday, you would have got a payment. So the dude, because it was a different representative, you type and look, and he was like, wow. He was like, that's not notated in the system, ma'am. I said, well, whoever she was that I talked to caused y'all to miss out. Because I'm not paying $1,000 when the only thing I needed to pay was $3 to get it to one payment behind or whatever. So no. So stuff is started dwindling at this point. It's like, all right, I don't have a car, so how in the entire heaven I'm gonna get to interviews? So I decided, I was like, well, that's a wrap for this city. Time to move somewhere else. And I started selling my furniture. My little yeah when he wasn't happy but understood. Tyler was not happy at all, and Amber was extremely not happy because at this time, me and Amber are literally hanging out all the time, on the phone all the time. If we wasn't on the phone, we was texting. She was texting me on her lunch break. She was texting me on her breaks. Literally, we were on the phone all the time. So Amber wasn't feeling it because Amber was like, no, ma'am, that's too far. That is too far away for you to be moving. You need to find something else. You just move in with me. And I was like, girl, the roommate situation. That roommate situation is a no. It's a no for me. I just went through that with roommate from hell. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. I appreciate our relationship. I love our relationship. It's different. Like, I don't know why people don't understand. Like, yeah, we homie, we cool, everything's good, we can go, we can hang out. But when that move in together happen, that's a whole different story. Living with somebody, hanging out with somebody, two different things. Hanging out for the weekend, going on vacation, going on a trip. It's, even some trips don't make it. Totally different thing than living together. Totally different. But she was adamant, even to the point where she had got Ty chiming in and joining in on the choir, because he was like, oh yeah, ma, at least I won't be in other states. I can still see, in a whole different state, I can still see my friends. We can still be around. And I was like, let me let you know ahead of time, Amber has no intention on living on this side of town anymore. And she was lit, and from where we live, Amber was like 45 minutes to an hour away from us. Then you were gonna move to the opposite side of town after a month and a half. So I was like, no. So Ty begged. And at this point, when it's time to move, Ty is done with elementary school, done with middle school. Ty is done with middle school, and this will be his first year of high school. He was like, Mom, please, like, don't do this to me. It's my first year of high school. I'm not even going to be with my friends that I graduated middle school with. At least let me stay, like, please, like, let me stay at where I can visit my friends. I don't want to go to a totally different state. So I thought about it, and I was like, high school is hard, and it's going to be hard enough for you to be at a totally different high school. So in a whole totally different county, a different state is extreme. So I thought about it, and I was like, okay, because Amber was calling me every day. When I say every day, multiple times a day, on her lunch break, texting me, you thought about it? It's too far. You need to move in. Truth be told, I honestly and truly believe that Amber, I don't think you really wanted me to live there with you, or because I would be too far. I truly believe, like, you needed somebody to watch your daughter because of your schedule, and you was ready for your mama to go home at the time. I think you and your mama was so much alike, like y'all clashes. Like, it's cool for 2-3 weeks, but it's like, as it is, you gotta go. And I just think, like, you wanted somebody there with your daughter. Could be wrong, my opinion. That's what I think. But, like I said, I conceded and I agreed. I was like, okay. I was thinking about Ty's high school situation. So we moved in with Amber, and once we moved in with Amber, Ty was like, well, I'll sleep on the sofa. I had the guest bedroom. Amber's daughter had, of course, her own room. Yes, Amber's daughter had her own room, and of course, there's the master. Well, Amber liked sleeping on the sofa, so Ty slept on the sofa for like 2 nights, and then she was like, he can't sleep on the sofa anymore. And I was like, why? And so she was like, because I want to sleep there. And I was like, but you have a whole room. She was like, I don't care. So I told Ty, I was like, you can no longer sleep on the sofa. And so he was like, why? And I said, because Amber wants to sleep there. He was like, she has a room. And I said, here's where their house, their rules come into play. I told you. It's a whole different ball game when you live with people. So you're in the room with me now, but on the floor, because I ain't sharing. I'm not. The only way I share, your head had to be at the bottom and your feet could be at the top, and you didn't want to do that, so you slept on the floor. Okay. So we are in Amber's apartment for I would say a month. And was it a couple of weeks? It had to be no more than 2 weeks. Excuse me. It had to be no more than 2 weeks. I think it was like 2 weeks. It might have been a month. I really think it was a month. The least is 3 weeks. I know it was eternity. It was eternity for me. So at this point, my Eat Better Tomorrow had kicked in, and my unemployment, I was starting a new unemployment case. Yes, because I did find a temp job, and when I did find a temp job right before I moved in with Amber, it like everything was just falling apart. But I couldn't afford the insurance, so I had got a buy here pay here car. It was a Lincoln. I got a buy here pay here car, and so the girl called and she was like, "You got to have insurance on here." And I was like, "Yeah, if you give me till Friday, till payday, it'll be back on there. But right now, like, I'm trying to get stuff together. You didn't notate the account. You didn't tell the dude. They came and repossessed it. I can't get to work because I had a temp job. I can't get to work." So that was the nail in the coffin for me to move out. So, and even when the dude, when he called me, he was like, and I was like, I told the girl, like, I was going to pay it on Friday. And he was like, that is not in here. If she would have said that, we wouldn't have came and got the car. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But so yeah, that was the nail in the coffin while I moved into Amber. So we're in Amber, and like, it's different. It's different. But like I said, my Eat Better Tomorrow card had, they had back paid me. So when I called the balance was over $700. I was like, girl, we about to eat. We about to eat. And we did. And this was like my last weekend when my Eat Better Tomorrow card kicked in. It was my last weekend in my condo before we moved in with Amber. So, and we went to Amber's house and we had seafood galore. We ate. When I say we ate, we ate. And so with that, with my Eat Better Tomorrow card being filled, I really thought, like, I was like, okay, a job is going to call and I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to figure my place out so I don't have to move. Because I already knew, I just knew, like, the roommate situation thing is just, like, it's just not it. If you have to live with people, let that be your absolutely last resort. Your absolutely last resort. I just can't explain it. Anyway, so it's moving day from Amber's apartment to her new apartment on the other side of town in a different county. Tyler is upset. He's sitting at the table. He's not helping. It's Amber's daughter, me. Tyler's not helping, in the mover that Amber hired. The mover is upset because nothing is organized. Nothing is into place. It's chaos. So I hit my little yeah up and I was like, can you talk to Tyler? Because at this point, I just need him to help us move this stuff. And he had a rapport with Tyler so he could get Tyler to do things. After he talked to Tyler, Tyler started moving. So it took us all day. By 6:30, 7 o'clock, it's dark, it's raining, and the mover was like, y'all don't do nothing else, go in the house. Because it was literally the mover, me, Tyler, and Amber's daughter that was doing the majority of it. Her mom went from the old apartment to the new apartment, and then we left her, and she was minding her business. So anyway, we move in the first night in Amber's apartment. The old apartment is not completely finished. You actually need to get another truck to get the stuff out. because you still have a lot of stuff. So the next, like, that night, I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I slept on the floor on a pile of dirty clothes, my dirty clothes, because I needed to wash. Yeah. The next day, she was like, can you help me go get the rest of the stuff out? Because I got to hurry up and get the rest of the stuff out. So it's just me and Amber, and we're completely cleaning out the rest of her apartment. This is biotin. I had to remember yesterday because, remember, I'm taking vitamins. Off subject, I know. Anyway, so we completely cleaned out the old apartment, and now we're in the new one. So we have to get stuff together, have to get things going. We're getting things together, they're getting things going. Amber mom leaves, I think, like a week later. And then I think within a week and a half, Amber was supposed to have surgery. Yeah. So before she had surgery, there's a discussion because at this point, Amber is taking care of, before her mom left, you was taking care of your mom, your daughter, yourself, and you're paying like shelter, lights, because it was totally electric. You wasn't paying for food because I had to eat better tomorrow card. So I was covering me and Ty's food, but I don't have a car. So I'm literally at your dispense and disposal because I would need to use your car. As I explained to Ty, we don't have a car. This is not our place. It's a whole different ball game when those factors come into play. You ain't want to listen to me. You got to learn the hard way. I don't know why dudes don't listen. I don't know why, but find out your way. Whatever. Anyway, so there's the conversation between me and Amber because at this point it's like I just know the vibes. Anyway, so I was like, okay, so I'm gonna give it a month, and if I don't find a job within a month, then I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I have to have something within a month. Because truth be told, my whole plan was to get my little unemployment from the agency, the temp agency that I was working for, pull my little unemployment from them, stack my little checks for a month, and be out. So, and for this month, I'm going to look for a job. Y'all, within a week, I had found a job at a neurology practice. I was so mad with God. Let me explain. Because I know y'all like, wait, you got a job, it's a blessing. I had been looking for a job for months in my own place. I had no problem with the car being repossessed because, as I stated, not only was the bus stop for school right across the street, there were multiple bus stops right across the street for public transportation. I would have got on the bus. Just let me keep my place until I be able to get a car. I would have got on the bus. When I tell you, within a week of moving to the new apartment, to Amber's new apartment, I got a job. I was pissed with God. Pissed off. Because I was like, I could have stayed in my place, bro. I could have. And the job that I got with the neurology practice, the bus station was right up the street. So I could have walked from my job to the train station, caught the train to get to the bus to get home. Pissed. When I tell you I was pissed off. Pissed off. Anyway, so Amber, one of the terms of me moving in, or her convincing me to move in, was, at this point my car had already been repossessed. So she was like, her job was literally up the street from her apartment. Because that was the issue of her moving was because her previous apartment was so far from her job, and so she wanted to move closer to her job, which made sense. So her job was right up the street. So she was like, I can carpool and you can take the car to work. Okay, cool. I really don't think she expected me to find a job, because I didn't expect for me to find a job that fast. But I found a job. Once I got the call about being hired with the job, unemployment called me and told me that my unemployment for the temp agency that I was working, they denied it. So I wasn't getting no money, so to speak. But she was like, you have every right to appeal. And I was like, there's no need. I just got a call saying that I had a job. So, because the temp agency that I was working for, and this was a family practice, they hired me on. And so when I went to the temp agency to tell the girl, like, hey, they hired me on, is there paperwork, is there something I need to do, the receptionist was like, nah, we just don't pay you no more, and you have to wait for the paperwork from the family practice, so you don't have to do nothing. But they was pimping it like, they told unemployment that I quit. Anyway, so got the neurology job, told Amber. So Amber was like, oh, congratulations. She was like, girl, that was fast. I was like, yeah, I'm mad as hell at God. I'm mad as hell at God right now, because baby, you could have let me live in my place. But looking back, I understand, because at this point in time, my neighborhood was changing. It was not the same. They had shot out the street light to make it completely dark, so you couldn't really see what was going on at the far end where the street pharmacist was really heavy. They had a shootout, a drive-by. There was a how do I say this for YouTube? There was a house with a specific condo where you could go and get cookie snatch. You could go and pay for cookie snatch. Like that. Yeah. So the neighborhood was changing. So looking back now, and maybe a month later after I had calmed down, it was like, okay, I understand. God never moves how you think it should move. It's never how you think it's gonna go. But sooner or later, somehow it makes sense later on. It does. I just don't wish it's like, bro, we ain't gotta go all around that. Can you just give me a job and then be like, girl, you gotta move out, and then okay, I move out and I move out in my own situation, like, not. Anyway, so at this point I was like, yeah, so I got a job. I was like, so now so I can take you to work, or you can carpool, as you stated. I was like, because my job was in the city. I was like, so you're going to have to come pick me up and take me to work. And so she was like, oh, I'm not going to carpool, but I'll take you to work. I was like, oh, okay. So a good week and a half, maybe, Amber was like, you're going to have to figure out transportation or ride the bus. Well, the new apartment wasn't en route for the main bus. So where we was, it was like the bus, that transportation, the bus may or may not run. You very rarely saw the bus. So you definitely needed a car. So I was like, at this point, I need a car, so I'm going to have to figure something out. So I had already plotted my first check. Gotta find me a car. And anybody knows, it's nothing for you to find them little car dealerships on the side somewhere where, you can get a car. $500 down, holla at me. Found a place that was I think it was $5.99 down. At this point, okay, I'm gonna use my whole check if I have to. I need a car because I gotta get to work, because it's already starting. It's already starting. And if those who know, you know. When you get it, you get it. It's already starting. So I found me a car, And I put it was like a Chevy Cobalt, y'all. I don't even remember the year. I'll insert the picture. I'll put the picture up, but I don't remember the year of it. Nice little car. Nothing electric, but it's gonna get me back and forth to work. Amber was out of town. She was visiting her mom. She would do that often. So she yeah, we had the conversation before I got the car, because I was like, I'm not gonna be able to pay you rent with my first check, because my first check is to get a car. That's the down payment. Then after that, I'm gonna pay you $300 a month. So she got $150 out of each check for a room. Me and Ty were sharing a room. Me and Ty were sharing the guest room. I was in the bed. He was on the floor. As the same thing goes, bro, you can put your head to the foot and your feet up here. He didn't want to do that. He made his own makeshift type situation. He was at the foot of the bed. Yeah. And that was horrible. Me and Ty beef so hard. Anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, oh, this might be 2 parts, y'all. I'm gonna do an hour. It ain't gonna be over an hour. So it's definitely gonna be 2 parts, I think. Anyway, so I got my car, and yeah, I got my car. And so once I got my car, no, I had got the car because I had Gamer take me to the dealership to get the car, because I assumed that everything was going to be ready, everything was going to flow over, and when she came back in town, I was going to have my car, and I wasn't going to need you to take me to work. Well, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. I don't know why I couldn't take it. I don't know if it was something with the paperwork on their end, but I had to come pick up the car on Monday. So Amber had to take me to go pick up the car. So after work, she picked me up, and then we had to go and get the car. And she didn't mind, because it was like, oh, you got a car? Because I was like, I was like, after work, I just need you to take me to go get my car. And she kind of, because literally I got the job, 2 weeks, I got a car. Nah, baby, you know the vibes. You know the vibes. You can feel the vibes. You feel it. It's like, baby, I ain't got time. I ain't got time. Anyway, she took me, got the car. She was like, oh, it's cute. And I was like, thank you. Got a car. So I'm going to work, and I'm trying to readjust, because at this point, I think I'm a functional depressed person. And I know that probably don't make sense, because it's like, girl, you got a job, you got a car, why are you functionally depressed? Well, I'm functionally depressed because even though I got a car and I got a job, I'm sharing a room with my kid. I'm not in my own place, and I gotta rebuild from scratch. Baby, I'm tired. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with starting over, because a lot of us had to restart over in a lot of life. It's me. I had to start over a lot in life. There's a lot of times that I had to start over. So this time right here, right now, that y'all have seen where I'm starting over and rebuilding my finances from helping my son, is not the first time. And I'm praying it's going to be the last, because God damn, my sister is tired. Tired, boss. Tired. You feel me? So, but there's nothing wrong with starting over, because sometimes you just have to. You ain't got no choice. Life will knock you out. So when you gotta stand back up, you gotta stand back up with nothing. You gotta start over. You gotta start over. I think anybody who start over, baby, you got more courage than anything. I'm tired of shooting y'all. Anyway, so I'm a functional depressed person, but at this point in time, I'm trying to see the positive. Focus on the positive. And that's what I was saying in one of these sections. It worked, y'all. It worked. So I'm trying to focus on the positive. So I'm working. I'm trying to get the hang of it. I'm trying to get the hang of things. And when I walked into this office, the manager seemed chill when I did the interview, but once you started working, it was like, oh my God. To the point where it was more to the story because one of the doctors, I'm gonna make that its own story. That's probably gonna be the story after this because it all falls into the play. I want to keep it in order. So yeah, because this is not the last story. The last story is Ty. So yeah. Anyway, the atmosphere, according to the manager, was something different. It was just something different. So I'm trying to get my footing and also trying to be comfortable, but also trying to prove myself because I'm still in my probation period. So made it through my probation period, comfortable. The doctors absolutely love me. And the manager absolutely hated me. Absolutely hated me. Not only did she hate me, she hated the other girl. And when I tell the story, you'll understand. Moving forward, I'm rebuilding. We're 6 months in. I would say 6 months, 7 months in. I'm getting my footing. So me and Amber, everything is cool. Everything is on good terms. We're still going to parties because host is still throwing them. We're still going to parties. We're still going out to eat. We're still having a good time. Bills are being paid. I'm rebuilding. Yeah. So at this point, at this specific time, oh no, it's gonna be one story. At this specific time, like y'all, at this specific time, it's a vibe, but it wasn't a good atmosphere because there's nothing wrong with you having a drink after work. There's nothing wrong with you having 2 drinks after work. But it was to the point where, because Amber worked from home and I worked early morning and I got off at like 4 o'clock. So by the time I got home, it was 5 because I'm dealing with traffic and I work in the city. So by the time I got home, it was 5. Ty got home before Amber's daughter, so Ty would be there, so the kids wouldn't be by themselves at this time. Ty is a freshman in high school, so now I'm not only am I dealing with trying to get adjusted, stuff is still going, but me and Ty are starting to beef because Ty is unhappy with his school. You're not around your friends. I think it was one friend that ended up being there, they end up moving, but you still not meshing. And I had called him out because I was like, don't go to this school and tell these people you lost your house or you lost your apartment and that's the reason you acting up. And lo and behold, that's what the first thing you did. I had multiple teachers call me the first fucking day. Ooh. Anyway, me and Ty are beefing, but like I'm trying to make things flow to get my own place and trying not to beat myself up like I made the wrong decision of moving in here. Anyway, so after work, like I said, things were good because we were paying bills, and so even if we didn't cook, we would go out to eat, or if we wanted something specific, because at this during the time, like we all would want like garlic shrimp. And we would make our own garlic shrimp, put the shrimp in the pan, put your little butter, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of garlic shrimp. A little bit of garlic salt, just enough, not too much because it'll be salty. But we would do garlic shrimp. And then with garlic shrimp, it would be the alcohol. Not for the kids, of course, but for us. And it would be shots. We fell in love, y'all, with 1800 pineapple flavor. I went to a Pure Romance party and had tasted at a Pure Romance party. Judge your mama. I went to a Pure Romance party and I tasted at a Pure Romance party, and this girl had hers in the freezer and it was cold. Oh, I was addicted. I let Amber taste it, because I almost called her name, child. I almost called her nickname. I let Amber taste it. When I let Amber taste it, baby, we were addicted. We were addicted. After work, it wasn't one shot. It wasn't one shot. It wasn't two. It wasn't three. It was times where I would get home, get off from work, go take my bath, lay down in the bed, and I'm going to sleep. Because as I stated, I got to be to work at 7 because I opened the office. I seem to do that a lot. I like it. So I was opening the office. So my shift started at 7. And also the manager had changed it for a reason. But I'll leave that for the manager story that I'm going to tell after this one. So, what was I about to say? Yeah. So I would go to sleep, but once I wake up, Amber would be like, Angel, you 3 shots behind. You got to catch up. 3 shots behind the what? 1800, baby. Y'all, it was the point where we wasn't buying nothing but 1800. Every time they put out a flavor of 1800, baby, we was buying it. We was buying it. We was buying it. We was buying it. Cheers. Now that y'all see the evidence. Now that y'all see the evidence, baby, we was buying it. And I'm not talking about 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. I'm talking about 7, 8. This is not the weekend. This is during the week. And we were drinking, so we was doing shots so much to the point where I was starting to notice a difference in me. I started noticing a difference in my face, my skin, so to speak. I started noticing how fat I was, and I had like a tire around my, I called it a tire, and I was like, God, you fat. And then also I was waking up every day with a headache, and I was kind of dragging at work, and I wasn't liking it. And so I was like, I have to, like, you're going backwards, ma'am. You're not going forward. You're going backwards. Like, you had kind of slacked off. You was only social drinking. Now you're doing 8 or 9 or 10 shots a night. A night. So, I was like, Amber, this ain't it. I don't mind drinking on the weekend when I ain't got to go to work, but I have to get up early. You don't have to get up until 11. You work from home at this time. She was working from home. So you hop out of bed, turn your swag on, and walk to the living room and get on your computer. I have to drive an hour, 45 minutes to an hour to get to work. I have to open the building. I have to be alert because not only am I doing the nurse lines, I have 2 doctors that I'm assisting, and I'm doing check-in, check-out, and insurance verification. Sweetheart, this is not working for me. This is not working for me. So she was like, oh, okay, I understand. So, in which she did. It was like, I can't do the shots. It literally, she was like, you're not gonna do 1 shot? And I was like, nah, baby, you on your own with that. And after I stopped, I noticed the change in my skin. I started getting back to my regular weight, and then I started being more active on social media. My Instagram is not the Instagram account that I had. I wish I would have kept it because it was active too. Yeah, I know. Anyway, but I started being more active on social media. So that was flowing. Everything was cool. And the whole plan for me moving in with Amber was like, she was like, we're gonna move in together, we're gonna pay off our debt, we're gonna stack money, and then when we move out, we both move into our houses. Like, we both move into our own separate homes. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I was like, but if that changed, like, let me know. So tax time come around, and this is my fault because I paid off all my bills, paid off my debt, and I decided, instead of holding on to the car, listening to this dude who sold me the car. He was like, if you do this right, you can pay off this car. You have this car is paid off. If you decide to get another car, or if something happens to when you get another car, and you know what I'm saying, like you need backup transportation, you already have a car, your car paid for, you ain't gotta worry about it, it's a good car. No, what do we do? Angel? What do? We traded in. Did I tell that story time? I did. This story time. We traded it in. Lo and behold, we traded it in. Car dealership owner was a scammer. Whole different ball game. Go to that story time. But anyway, I traded in because, baby, I was tired of rolling down the windows because nothing in the car that I bought for $5.99 down was electric. But it was a good car. It was a good car and it was clean. But nothing was electric. And baby, good sis wanted the key fob. I work hard. I'm working. Was I working overtime? I was not. But I was saving money because my car payment at the time with the Cobalt was $200. So this idiot traded it in, and now your car payment is $400. I think it was $5, to be honest. Shit. Anyway, the car dealership was a scam. Had some whole situations going on. Whole lot of. Go listen to that story time to get all that information. But after I got the car, it seems like me and Amber's relationship kind of I don't know, it seems like it started falling apart. She got a new dude. Yeah, she got a new dude, and this dude was telling her, like, you know, he was telling her some stuff, and they had knew each other previous, and she was feeling it. So she was like, I want this, and I want it now. So you're gonna have to figure something out in 3 weeks. And I blame myself because I was like, when you got your taxes, you should have followed your first mind. Not pay off all your bills, but you should have went and got your own place. But I didn't, because I was holding on to the plan of, no, we're going to pay off bills and then move into our own house. When she had her own plans, and I ain't no hater. I just wished I had more time, because that's what I asked for. Because you had kind of hint to it earlier, like, this is what's happening. I was like, okay, don't give me no last minute stuff. Let me know ahead of time. Give me enough time to maneuver. And you gave me 3 weeks. So I guess in your mind, that was enough time. Her place, have to respect it. And that's my thing with moving in with people. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I have to figure stuff out. So at this point, the first option, I had went to see if I could take over the lease of the townhouse that we were living in. And the front office was like, no, but we can put you in a 2-bedroom. That was fine. I wasn't tripping. So I went to Ty and I was like, this is what's going on. We got 3 weeks to find a place. Do you want to live on this side of town, or do you want to move back to where we were on that side of town? Not exactly in the condo subdivision complex, but back on that side of town. And so Ty's decision, I was like, because this is more of your decision. I know y'all like, how you letting a kid decide? He was in high school. I wasn't. That matters. High school has seemed to gotten worse from when we was in high school. And anybody know high school is hell. Kids are hell. They're hell. But this is your decision because you are in high school. So you decide your atmosphere. So by this time, we are semi-okay. We're not beefing as bad as we used to. And he decided to stay at the same high school. He was like, no, I'm starting to get the hang of it. Let's stay at the same I'm going to stay at the same high school. He was not getting the hang of it. He still got in trouble. But at this point in time, this is what he said. So I was like, okay, cool. So I agreed to the 2-bedroom. Went to the head doctor, not my manager, because at the time, did we have a manager? I don't think we had a manager at the time. I don't think we had a manager at the time. Went to the head doctor and told him, I was like, I need you to trust me. And I was like, this is what's going on. I have 3 weeks to move, to find me a place. I'm the breadwinner of my family for me and my son. So I need you to pay me in advance and trust that I'm gonna come to work. And so he was like, oh, I trust you. So he wrote me a check. He wrote me a check that paid my deposit and my first month's rent, which I did add it with the money I had in my bank account. But that covered it. Got a place. Moved in. When we moved in, when I did the walkthrough was nice. When we moved in, and I don't know what story time that was in, because I think I told that story. It might have been in the same story, but baby, when I put my cup down from Firehouse, the roaches was like, oh my God. I didn't put food in that kitchen until like a month later. I sprayed. Oh, it had the complex spray. And they was just in the kitchen. I don't know who was there previous, but anyway. Y'all, it was so bad. The roaches was in the goddamn dishwasher. We made it through. Anyway, we got in our own place. Got in our own place. My little yeah. Came through. It's the same little yeah. Yeah, I like this little yeah. He came through, and so he was like, I want some, like, make me a drink, because I've always been making him a drink. Like, I would mix some drinks. Hold on. Allergies beat me up at the end. I would always make him a mixed drink, because I would have some kind of alcohol there in a mixer to give him a drink. And so I was like, oh yeah, I think I got some alcohol in there. Now me and Ty had been in our own apartment. It might have been, I would say 3 months, 4 months at the most. I was like, yeah, I think I got some alcohol in there. Truth be told, it might have, no, it hadn't been a year yet. It might have been 4 or 5 months. So I got the alcohol, gave him the alcohol. He was like, this tastes funny. And I was like, what's wrong with it? He was like, have you opened this bottle? Nope. And I haven't. I haven't even realized that I had completely stopped drinking. Once I moved to my own place, I hadn't taken a drink. I had not taken a drink. There was no need for it. There was no want for it. There was absolutely nothing. It had just gotten to the point where this no longer suits me or satisfies me. So after he left, he was like, that's old. You need to make sure you go get some more. And I was like, you need to make sure you go get your own, because I don't have a need for it. And I poured it down the drink. I poured it down the drain. It was 2 big bottles of 1800. It was the blueberry flavor and a pineapple flavor. And 1 bottle of Pinnacle vodka cotton candy flavor. Poured them down the drain. I don't know why I keep saying pour them down the drink. Pour them down the drain. And that was it. I stopped drinking. You see me now. You may see me take a drink every once in a while. I think the last time that I had a drink, let me think. I would do social drinking. I went out, like, if I go on trips, I drink so my friends don't feel bad. Well, my friend don't feel bad. I may have 1 or 2, and it's the amaretto sour. But not all the time. Even when we went to Orlando, I didn't drink at all. And her brother was like, you making me feel bad. And I'm like, how do me not drinking make you feel bad? If you want to drink, drink. Nothing that I do should make you feel away. We're 2 different people. What else? Yeah. I just stopped drinking. I literally just stopped drinking. And I'm trying to think, like, I'm trying to think, when was the last time like I had a drink? Oh, Christmas. New Year's or Christmas, because me and Ty try a drink, like something that I see on Pinterest or whatever. I'll drink then. I haven't had a drink since then. Before Christmas, it was Blessing of the Fleet, and I had a shot of Patron with my nephew. He was like, at least take a shot with me. I took a shot. Other than that, I don't drink. And the reason that I stopped drinking, it no longer suited me. It no longer suited me. I had no taste for it. I had no want for it. It was no longer, you know how you get to a point where certain things and certain people are just no longer fun, and it doesn't do anything for you. It didn't do anything for me anymore. So, no, it does not conclude the series. I have to tell you Ty's story. Ty, yeah, it's a story with alcohol, and it comes into play, but it's not the reason that I stopped drinking. I had already stopped. So that's the reason I stopped drinking. It no longer suited me. I love you the most because you're definitely the dopest in real life. I'll see you in the next one.